Turbo's already in here. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, we running late. Yeah, they already in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, man. Listen, vibe with us, grow with us, man. Because like I said from the beginning, don't wait till we get big and we acting like Varnell Hill.
We warned you. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Yes. AllBallTV, Mr. Fabian PerspecTV. How you feeling on this good Thursday?
I feel great. I slept like a lunatic. It was wonderful. Big time. The Knicks won, so I feel great about that. I don't want to say I'm happy certain people had to leave the game, but I'm happy certain people that were in the game were playing really well. My kids slept great, I think. Yo, Ingrid did. How was Julius this morning?
He was fine.
He was fine, so I'm fine. When Julius is wilding, then it's a different story.
Hey, well, I'm doing wonderful. The Knicks won, and the Dallas Mavericks lost again. So great Thursday.
The Lakers won though.
The
Lakers won though.
Hey, yeah, but like I said, Dallas lost, so that evens it out.
On your parlay, on the haters parlay.
Exactly. So we broke even. Give me my money back.
Well, let's start there. The number one team.
Hold on. Kyrie
Breaking news.
Hold on. Kyrie Irving says fighting for a play-in is not what he expected. It's not the expectations I don't think any of us had in that locker room. It's looking like a cluster, and you know what comes after that. I love it. Let's go, baby.
Lakers win. Big win against the Chicago Bulls. Did you get to catch the game? What were your thoughts?
I caught some of it. I mean, my thoughts is the Lakers, I knew they was going to win that game. They shouldn't have lost the first game to Chicago. Just listen, man, when you got LeBron and Anthony Davis, you should beat the Chicago Bulls. That's what I took from it. Like I said, if LeBron and AD is healthy, I think they can be a threat to a few teams in the playoffs in the West. But what I took from that game is the Lakers are still not a good team. I'm sorry. You're not going to sell me on Reeves. You're not going to sell me on Vanderbilt as far as in the playoffs. You're not selling me on that. I'm sorry. And I think, LeBron is not healthy, even though he's back. And I don't think he's going to be fully healthy in the playoffs. It's but so many minutes you're going to be able to play him. He's going to have to play some type of defense. So, the Lakers is in trouble, man. And for teams to be happy with two superstars to be fighting for a play-in is disgusting. That's just, my mindset. The Lakers, Dallas, for y'all to be fighting in the play-in, for the play-in with two superstars, two top 10 players on the same team, disgusting. What's your thoughts?
I'm not sure if LeBron started. I think he did start. And he had 23 points. Wait, this ain't the right game. Sorry about that. Why isn't it showing the right game, right? LeBron, 23 points. AD. Oh, no, this is it right here. 25 points, 38 for AD. AD had 38 and 10, I thought.
How many minutes LeBron played last night?
31.
And what was the score?
121 to 110.
It's a lot of minutes, man.
Did they rescind a rebound from AD? Because he had 10 rebounds. Look, 9 rebounds, 4 defense. I think they rescinded a rebound. He had 38 and 10. To me, I think you hit it on the nose. I think they're in trouble. I said it from the beginning. LeBron James 6 minutes in the first. I think he came in off the bench with Vanderbilt, something like that. I think they're in trouble. I rewatched it. So the first quarter, the Lakers, what they're doing is they double up the guard at the top of the key. So now what makes it dope is like what we always said, Allball. When you ask me, is AD a top 5 guy in the league? I say he's the best player in the league when he's healthy and motivated. Why?
Right.
He's the guy. He left his number, his whoever he's supposed to defend, goes up top to double up the guy on ball with the ball. Now you can't pass it to the guy he just left. He's too big and long. Pause. So they funnel the ball to the strong side of the defense, wherever the more players are on the defense. But guess what? When he sits down, they tried that same thing. No good. No bueno. They got the ball right underneath the guy who's doubling up. I forgot who the center's name was. I think Jones or whatever it is. Threw it right underneath his legs damn near. It's a different team. Second quarter, they were starting to collapse. They both the big lead in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony Davis, yes, 38. I thought he had 38 and 10. They rescinded it to 38 and 9. Whatever. Again, I'm not focused on on their offense. The biggest deal with Anthony Davis is his defense because he looked amazing yesterday. But if he's not amazing, what happens? LeBron is going to throw a fit. He's going to bring the wine glass out. This is not a hate. You know I'm not a hater, but we got to call a spade, a shovel, a shovel. These guys they can't run that same double up the top of the key with a Sabonis, who's a point center. Try to do it with him when he's switching up on Anthony Davis. God bless.
Thank you.
You switch up on Sabonis, what's going to happen? You ain't doing that with Joker. You ain't doing that with Golden State.
Listen, man, you know, I'm gonna just say it like this. The Lakers have been up and down all season. Their two superstars are older and injury prone. That supporting cast is okay. They're overachieving. If you break down all the best 8 teams in the West, the Lakers would be the eighth best team. They do not have a better roster than Phoenix, LA, Denver, Sacramento, Memphis. And, you know, like I said, Dallas, that's why Dallas and the Lakers are looking so bad. They both have similar teams. The Lakers have 2 superstars that are injury prone right now at this point in their career. Then Dallas has 2 superstars that they don't mesh and get along. And then both supporting casts are very normal. So I think the Lakers are in big trouble. You have to be a super duper LeBron fan and just stay on this bandwagon and act like they actually have a chance. They should have beat Chicago. But once again, it shows who the Lakers are. They lost to them the first game. Remember, it's hard to play LeBron back-to-backs. So, you know, big win for the Lakers, though. I'm going to give props. They needed to win that game because where they at now in the rankings?
They're 8th in the Western Conference.
Okay.
They were playing Minnesota in the play-in, who had they had a tough loss against Golden. No, I'm sorry. They had a tough loss against it wasn't Golden State last night. Phoenix. Minnesota played Phoenix in a tough game. Tough game.
Listen, and you saying right now Lakers will play Minnesota in the play-in?
In the play-in, correct.
And that's is Ant-Man coming back?
He's already back.
That's not a walk in the park.
No.
Now, of course, I would take the Lakers, but I would not be this when you know you're a bad team. When you won't be surprised if they lose. Like, I will not be in shock. I will not be up in arms if the Lakers lose to Minnesota in the play-in.
Right.
And with Karl Anthony Towns back, listen, man, the Lakers have to go through Anthony Davis. It's just that simple.
And again, if it was for the 8th seed, to be honest with you, they're playing for the number 7 seed against Memphis. I don't think Memphis gets in their head. They're going to get in Anthony Davis's head. They don't have a type of – your leaders get into the ruckus. They buy into – Dylan Brooks is a menace. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. We'll talk about him in a second. Dylan Brooks is a menace. He gets into these guys' head. He's like Draymond in this sense. The Lakers don't have that team for that. They already they need – it's like what you're saying. We wouldn't be surprised if they lose because they have so much that needs to go right for them. Memphis doesn't need so much that has to go right for them. They're really just young and crazy. That's the only problem. Right.
Listen, man, it comes a time and point where your run is up. Everybody goes through that. LeBron and them was young, and then they broke through. KD and them was, everybody has that. That happens. That you're never gonna beat that. Nobody's never gonna beat when it's over, it's over. The run is up. For LeBron and the Lakers, you know how much has to go right? Like, things have to go perfect for them. Guys got to get hurt. Certain teams got to get bumped by another team so you don't face that team. Because right now, Lakers is not beaten. I'm being honest. The only teams I see Lakers beating in the playoffs is if they go against like a Minnesota or a Utah or OKC. I don't see them beat.
And they won't see those teams in the first round.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that's the only teams to me where they can do something. But the Clippers.
But that makes your point. You had to have played that well throughout the whole season to be a number 1, 2, 3 seed, to play those teams that you could beat like that.
Exactly.
But now you're actually one of those teams that you can't beat like that.
Hey, great point. You became the teams that you want to beat.
Right.
Like, people are looking to play the Lakers.
Right.
Like that's a fact. Nobody, big shout out Mario Chalmers. It wasn't disrespectful. He was just being honest. And I'm pretty sure he's looking at the state of the LA Lakers right now. And these young teams are salvaging, we're going to knock them out the box. Who don't want to take down the king? Listen, imagine taking down the king in the first round. It don't even matter if you go to the conference finals or the finals. You know what you're going to be known for? Yo, man, so-and-so done beat LeBron and the Lakers.
We got LeBron up out of here.
Come on. So people look forward to that. So once again, I'm going to give props to the Lakers because they needed to win that game to keep their playoff hopes alive. So you got to give them credit for that. AD with a monster game. LeBron with a good game. We're going to see how it ends for them. But like I said, I'm not excited for them at all. I'm not even looking forward to them in the playoffs, to be honest with you. I don't want to see them in the playoffs.
That's what I was saying. People thought I was bugging. I'm like, I don't want to see it because it's not championship style. It's not a championship style of play. Yeah. The only people that are in this conversation, of course, the Bucks, the Celtics, Philly has looked like that at times. The Clippers, even the Clippers on all cylinders, maybe. Sacramento, for me, their offense, yes. Denver, when they're clicking, yes. But like, I just seen Brian Windhorst on ESPN saying the Lakers had the number 1 defense since they made all those trades. How? I just looked it up. No, they don't. They give up points.
Who does Brian Windhorst work for? Come on, man. So, come on, man. I don't listen. I don't listen to none of them dudes.
But speaking of a big-time play, the Clippers, big-time win. You talk about no defense against the Memphis Grizzlies. Big-time victory. The Grizzlies are missing Steven Adams, but come on now.
Listen.
Russell Westbrook was written off. He was written off, partially due to what was going on in L.A. Yep. Malik Monk was in L.A. last year with the Lakers. He's in Sacramento now, winning scenario. What are your thoughts on that?
Don't forget, Caldwell Pope was with the Lakers as well.
He's with the Wizards now, in D.C.?
Wherever he's at, but I'm just saying, my thoughts on yesterday, I love it. Russell Westbrook was written off. He had a great game, and I said it on the show last week. This is why he was there. That's why I said I don't like when analysts, you lose a player, the season is over. How? They still got Kawhi. They still got Russell Westbrook. This is the purpose of having them over there. And once again, when a player, remember, we talk to coaches, we talk to players. When coaches and players get along, when the coach gives the player the confidence, puts them in the right position to win, you see what happens. When a team embraces you, this is what happens. The Clippers, to me, is the West Coast Milwaukee Bucks.
Really?
Top to bottom. Yeah. Fully healthy? Yes. Yes. The only thing they're missing is a Drew Holiday. But they have their Giannis and Kawhi. They have their Brook Lopez and Zubac. Okay, we can say they have their Drew in a low-key Westbrook. They have their Chris Middleton and PG. The Bobby Porters, they have one of those. They have a few of those with the Morris twin, Bones Highland. They got a bench, Plumlee. So once again, we see when the Clippers is clicking on all cylinders, they win games.
I just want to give them their props, particularly to Russell Westbrook. I've always been a big Russell Westbrook critic, but once he got out of hand, as if he isn't an MVP caliber guy. I never thought he was the MVP. I never liked the triple-double stuff. That's not what impresses me about Joker. He's a super athlete that, what do we always talk about? What I always say about Julius Randle. That's not normal. Russell Westbrook came back from all these knee surgeries. He's Wolverine. I always say he's real-life Wolverine, no matter where he goes. The 15 that he has a 30-10 game with. Record. It's a record. He led the league in triple-doubles, whatever it is. These are records. That's not normal. So with a Ty Lue, who's a mad scientist, who also has been written off by Clippers fans this year, don't tell me that this Russell Westbrook thing, shout out to Dime Dropper, but he made a mistake. You got to celebrate what Westbrook did the last 3 games.
But hold on, just real quick. I'll let you finish. The fans have a reason to write off everything about the Clippers. Right now, since that Paul George, Kawhi, that's been a disaster. I don't care about injuries. We got to stop cutting guys slack. We do not cut LeBron and AD as much slack as we give Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
No, not Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They were getting on Ty Lue.
No. I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm just saying Clippers fans have a right to just curse everybody out, including Ty Lue, Kawhi, and Paul George. So when you say, I think they have a right to do that because they're underachieving.
I don't think you have a right to look at Russell Westbrook, who had a black cloud over him coming onto the Clippers.
Not Westbrook. I didn't say Westbrook.
I get that, but it's a carryover from the fact that you don't think Ty Lue is doing his job. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in and out of the lineup. What else is going to go wrong for us? And we signed this guy? That's how it's looked at. He's coming off the bench again. Ty Lue is motivating him. Once again, we got to give Allball his props. Darvin Ham, trash as a coach. Ty Lue, similar scenario. 2 superstars, maybe even more off injured than in La La Land with the Lakers. And you bring in Russell Westbrook, and you figure out how to motivate him. Did you see after the game when he gave everybody a 5? Again, we never heard complaints about Russell Westbrook from his teammates. Yeah, and on the court, he's always going to show up. So the Clipper fans, you got to be realistic. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are injury prone. That's just bottom line. Ty Lue is a mad scientist. He sat down Marcus Morris. Big time move. The fans have been talking about that all year, but again, like we always speak to, we don't know the contract scenario. We don't know the politics and the money, the money involved. So when you put in Nicholas Batum or Batum to replace Marcus Morris, we don't know how much of a big deal that is in the background. So Ty Lue seems like he does. He's the guy that called out LeBron during the championship. He has cachet. Regardless of what you think about him, anybody thinks about him, he's the one that pushed the best player in the game.
But he has cash, yeah. But remember, that was a big thing we was talking about, coaches, and we can maybe make that a topic one day. Hey, man, what coaches has the cachet to talk to their players or bench them or whatever, come off the bench, however you want to say it. Ty Lue, to what you just said, you're correct. He has the cachet to do that.
Definitely. And again, it's the Memphis Grizzlies who are trying to stay in the second spot, in the second seed. They are missing Steven Adams. And again, I saw this another post. I think John Morant's field goal percentage is second lowest in the league in the fourth quarter. Okay. There's something to John Morant coming back. The Grizzlies, I've always said, they're like 2 different teams. He has the AI swag. Do not get me wrong. That's what elevates that team spiritually. But on that court, they got to figure something out. If they want to get to the championship, he has to learn how to play all ball, somehow get Tyus Jones in there, and the Clippers took advantage because neither one of them played defense last night. And the Grizzlies are a really good defensive team.
Right. Good point, man. And Clippers supposed to be a good defensive team. So you make great points. But like I said, I just think right now, to me, Clippers is the best team in the West. I do jump on and off the bandwagon because they give you a game or two where it's like, what the hell? But then, they'll come through like a game like last night where, to me, I'm not going to say a must win, but a win that gives you some confidence. And also that was big for Russell Westbrook, Like I said, they beat one of the best teams in the West with an ascending superstar. So that was major last night. And kudos to the Clippers. Kudos to Ty Lue. But big shout out to Russell Westbrook for, let me word this right, not giving up. And still letting people know he still could play.
In the same city where they gave up on him.
And it's not, listen, as much as we talk smack on here, it's hard to get 30 points in the NBA, man. I can imagine. So that shit ain't easy.
With his
so,
skill
man,
set.
it goes to show you, and I keep saying it, the Lakers don't know what they doing over there. And it starts from up top. I'm the only one that be saying this. Allball been saying this. It starts from top. And then it trickles down. Genie Bus, horrific job. Who's ever the GM, Pelinka, horrific job. Darvin Ham, horrific job. So big shout out for the Clippers for not getting in their own way and understanding the process and grabbing up Russell Westbrook and understanding he still got some game left. Big win last night.
Well, speaking of the top and trickling down, it ain't trickling down enough. This MVP race,
hey,
it's not. It's every week we're changing our minds.
You see, I'm scratching my head, right?
Yeah.
Listen,
who do we have in the MVP power rankings as of right now?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Jason Tatum dropped out. He's done.
He's been dropped out for me.
I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna shock you. I've been talking about Embiid. I think Giannis jumped over Embiid. Giannis' numbers is out of control. And if I'm not mistaken, they're the number one in the East.
Yes.
See, this is what to me is going to boil down to, and I've been saying this. And this is what's going to hurt Embiid. As dominant as he is, you're only the third in standings. Now, Giannis is going to be number one. Joker's going to be number one in the West. Then you're going to have to start matching up the numbers. Yeah, what's Milwaukee Bucks record?
55-21.
What is Denver's record?
51-24.
Now, what's Philly record?
50-26. 5 games back of Milwaukee.
Now, let's go to what is Giannis averaging right now? So out of all three of those, the MVP candidates, Giannis has the best record by at least 3 games over Denver and at least 5-6 games over Philly.
Right.
Now, let's go to what Giannis is averaging. Because this MVP race is tough.
See it there. 31, 11, damn near 12 rebounds, 5 assists.
No,
close to 6.
Well, remember, when it's 0.5 and up, you might as well go up. So let me see. Put that up again. So that's 30. What's that? 31.2?
31, yeah. 31, 12, and 6.
31, 12, and 6. Wow. Let's go to Embiid. Giannis, 31, 12, and 6. And the number one record in the East. And if I'm not mistaken, is that the number one record in the whole NBA?
Yes. They're 3 games above the Nuggets, and I think 3 above the Celtics.
Okay.
You see
30,
Embiid.
30, 10, and 4. Get him off the screen. Embiid average more everything. Get him out of here.
Nah. Joel Embiid leads the league in points. It's 33, 10,
I
and 4.
thought it said 31. Okay, 33. All right, 33, 10, and 4.
Yeah.
Giannis is 31, 12, and 6. I'm taking Giannis. He's only got 2 more only got 2 more points. Now let's go to the Joker. Real quick. Hey man, this MVP race is tough.
Tough. This is the toughest that I remember 3 guys just being in at the top, bro. I don't remember it being like this. I just don't. Jordan, Karl Malone was I thought that was always a farce.
This is tough. And what's the Joker averaging? We already know the record.
25, 12, and 10. Damn near triple-double.
No, it is a triple-double.
Yeah, basically, but he just needs that 0.1 to get that triple-double.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I got to give it to Giannis, bro. 31, 12, and 6. The best record in the NBA. I'm sorry. Embiid, these last couple games, he wasn't as dominant as he was, maybe last week. Denver lost a couple big games lately.
But they smacked Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They smacked Milwaukee.
Good point.
And at least Giannis showed up. And Embiid is starting to make a let's get to that.
He didn't show up in Denver.
No. He didn't show up in Denver. Not this year. Not last year or the year before.
Come on.
So I like Embiid because he's a wrestler, and when Joker came to Philly, he gave him the business. Don't get me wrong, but you didn't go to their home turf, and you're supposed to go to their home turf, and you have the major issue with Embiid has always been end of the season. Where's your stamina? Playoffs. Where's your stamina? Denver. Where is your stamina?
Right. And Big Shot, I forgot who DM'd me. Damn, I'm sorry, but they DM'd me. It was like, see what I'm saying? How was your man? Y'all talking about he's so dominant. He not even playing against Joker, but then he plays last night. So, I don't want to say they pushing the narrative and all that with the Joker thing because you know the MVPs and the triple double. But if you go see, I'm big on now. If the numbers is basically compatible and similar with Joker and Giannis, I gotta go with the record. If you got the best record in the NBA and you averaging 31, 12, and 6. Now, if Joker was averaging 29, I'm being honest, that 25, I don't care if it's with a triple-double. You're a big man. Sorry.
See, my thing with that is we always talk about it. Joker don't have the all-NBA teammate. He don't have an all-defensive teammate. I always point to that. To average a triple-double and you're number one in your conference. You did what you had to do. You said you asked everyone asked you to do these things and you've done it. Now, this is not a postseason award. This is a regular season award. I don't think he should have got it last year because you did all that and got to the 6th seed. But this year you got him to the number 1 seed with this. Now he did what we talked about with the Lakers. He gets to play these teams that are fighting for the A spot, scrapping around. You might make the playoffs, but you're totally beatable. He put that team. I don't say he did it, but it seems like out of anyone in the history, he's up there with anyone else.
No, but let's be realistic. Last year, a lot of his players was hurt. This year, Murray and Porter's back. So let's not act like he doing all this by himself. Like I said, I don't like when people say, "Look, Ryan, big shout out Ryan. You know he family. I was with him yesterday. He had to tell me Milwaukee is a super team." I said, "How?" No. Oh, they got Jrue Holiday. They got Chris Middleton. I said, "Listen, Chris Middleton was he was undrafted. Jrue Holiday, why nobody ain't signed him?
They traded for him. They traded
Eric Bledsoe. Traded, right. Brook Lopez. Well, why nobody else didn't trade for him?
Right.
Brook Lopez. People forgot about Brook Lopez. People used to make fun of Brook Lopez because he shot too many threes.
Yep.
Now look. So then he tried to bring up Bobby Portis. No. Let's not do that. Once again, I'm not blaming no GMs for doing a wonderful job. The Joker is a great player. But what Giannis is doing, with the numbers he's doing it with, and the best record in the NBA, not only the East, hands down. I'm sorry, Embiid now goes down to the 3rd spot. I got Giannis, I got Joker, I got Embiid. Jason Tatum been dropped out of the conversation probably a month ago.
LUKA been done. And he's
LUKA was done the 2nd week of the season.
Right. And see, because that's my thing with when people would throw LUKA in this conversation. If you put KYRIE next to Embiid, Joker, or Giannis, I don't think they lose 8 straight. They're not 3-10. No. They're in a different bracket. That's why LeBron and Michael Jordan are so, and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, those guys are rare because they're dominating, elevating your team from the perimeter. These guys are big men acting like big dogs. So the only thing that I got a little, in real time, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Would you rather have Jrue Holiday or Jamal Murray?
Jrue Holiday, easy.
Okay. So if you swap them, does Denver get better?
Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
So I think that's a major factor in the Bucks winning. Speaking of Jrue, we're gonna get to that in a second. You know what the night he had last night. But yes. I think that's major. So for him not to have that, I think offensively, to me, I always describe the leader or the best player on the team. The reason why we get tight and let's say we get pissed at Julius Randle, Dirk Nowitzki, when you act a certain way, because you're supposed to make the game easier for everybody. You're the leader.
Let me ask you a question. Last year, would you have took Jrue Holiday over Jamal Murray?
Yes.
Now, you know a lot of other people wouldn't have said that. Look, hear what I'm saying. only real basketball people know and knew what Jrue Holiday brings to a team. So a lot of people is giving him his flowers now. Wasn't nobody doing all this 3-4 years ago?
Nah.
So let's slow down everybody on jumping on the bandwagon of the Jrue Holiday train.
Right.
Because we not gonna sit there now try to say, well, Giannis had Jrue. We ain't been saying that. This man has been underrated his whole career, and only real basketball people and real GMs that know the game know what he brings to the table. That's why he went to Milwaukee, because Milwaukee understood. So, you know, I just think Giannis, with Chris Middleton in and out the lineup, hurt all the time. Listen, man, what Giannis was able to do and is able to still do, to me, I'm sorry, I like the Joker, but he don't get the third MVP this year.
And just to finish that, but first of all, shout out to Mike Budenholzer. I was down on him when they got him. I thought he was a train wreck. He was coaching at Atlanta. He came from the pop coaching tree. But I did not expect him to do this. I didn't expect them to be able to cultivate, how you say, train the players to get them to how you say, when you have young players and you get them to get polished and all that. Thibodeau's no good at that, even though we see Emmanuel quickly. But you got to give him his props for Chris Middleton and Giannis flourishing under him. Also, my final point with the Jamal Murray, Jrue Holiday thing is, Jrue Holiday makes it easier if you on defense, right? And Giannis is a great defender. You have Brook Lopez. So they have these, that's where Ryan is saying the super pieces on defense. All right, cool. We got to give it to the front office. But what Joker has to work with offensively, who really makes the game that much easier the same way Jrue Holiday does with Giannis defensively offense for Joker?
Let's be realistic. Offensively, Jamal Murray is probably just as good as Jrue Holiday.
Okay.
Offensively,
probably better.
Right. So, no, the Joker has a lot to work with. I'm not doing that. Once again, Milwaukee has a bunch of players that's great, but everybody gave up on him. Chris Middleton wasn't drafted, and Jrue Holiday and Brook Lopez was left to sleep with the fishes. That's a fact. And them dudes transformed their game. Now Jrue Holiday is a threat on offense, and Brook Lopez is a super threat on defense and can stretch the floor, post you up, and can knock the three down. It's not Milwaukee's fault that they players got in the gym and worked on their game. I'm sorry. Brook Lopez and Jrue Holiday is aging like fine wine.
Yeah.
That's not nobody. That's not Milwaukee's fault. Remember, Mike Porter and Jamal Murray is not as good as they was 2-3 years ago. That's not the Milwaukee Bucks' fault.
And the Nuggets got Porter, Caldwell Pope, and Jamal Murray all shooting over 40% from 3-point.
That's what I'm saying. Joker got help.
He got help, but I don't think it's on the same level as the Bucks. I don't think he doesn't have a James Harden. He doesn't have what the Celtics have. I don't think so personally. I think Tatum has Jaylen Brown. They have each other. I don't see that other All NBA guy alongside Denver. It's still part of the argument.
No, once again, when Jamal Murray had that big run in the playoffs, he has one. It's just that Jamal Murray, maybe from the injury, he's digressed, but he has one. I'm not going for that. Jamal Murray can easily average 25 plus. He's a great player. He's young, good point guard. So once again, I'm not blaming Milwaukee for their players stepping up their game. All their players are stepping up. That's all they doing. So I'm not, like I said, once you get past Giannis and Jrue and Brook, remember Middleton is in and out the lineup all year. You can't even, so now you got Allen Grayson and all them dudes, bro. They in the gym.
He caught a big game last night.
Ingles is not even playing.
Right.
So once again, it goes to show you who's working hard on their game and who's in the gym and who's not. Simple.
Do we think that the Mavericks?
I tell you who's not working on their game in the gym.
So you answered my question for me.
Great segue. I love it.
Do you think so? Are they not? Do you think the Mavericks are going hard in the gym, practicing together?
Listen, I'm gonna say it here first. I was wrong. They scared, but I'm not. I'm not scared to admit when I was wrong. When Kyrie went to Dallas, I was excited, because I said, okay, LUKA now got a guard that's just as good as him. That, you know, anybody know in basketball, when you got a crazy backcourt, that can take you a long way. But boy, was I wrong. It is not, key word, it is not a match made in heaven. KYRIE and LUKA is a disaster. Simple and plain. That's Megatron and Optimus Prime trying to come together.
It's KYRIE 23, LUKA 24, and Tim Hardaway Jr. with 21 points. The only 3 guys in double figures in the Mavericks. Like, listen, Christian Wood only had 9 points. That's horrible. 12 minutes? That's the guy you traded for from Houston. I forgot who they traded for to get him.
Listen, man. I
don't know what you guys were seeing. They gave their defense away to add offense in a conference that everyone plays offense anyway.
Well, one thing I usually don't do is worry about what others say, but I got caught up in the whirlwind. And I said, okay, now he got KYRIE, he had Brunson. We know, which I love Brunson, but of course we know KYRIE better than Brunson. So I got caught up in the, well, with KYRIE, they should, and I was wrong. They're a disaster, and I love to watch it. You know why? Because the myth that 2 superstars and automatically you're great. In my opinion, I like LUKA, bit overrated. Once again, I'm gonna keep preaching. If you don't let him travel, if you don't let him double dribble the ball, he complains every play. He literally plays. If there's a number less than 0, that's the defense he plays.
He's rated as the worst transition defensive player in the history of the NBA. That was just a headline right now. Are we surprised? Man. Even if I don't think it's true, but out of all the superstars, him and Trae Young, neither one of them play defense. Now,
let me make you laugh. When they was playing yesterday, Van Gundy literally said, right now, this is how you know the agendas and the things they try to push is hilarious. Right now, LUKA, he said in his eyes, is a top 75 player in history.
In history?
Listen, and these are professionals. You cannot be revered in that way, but you're that bad in defense. That means you don't even think about playing defense. So I blame that on the coaching staff. I blame that on the coach. I blame that on who's ever the leader in that locker room. Bruh, we got to hold your feet to the fire. You are our leader. You are our best player.
And to me, it's not just about the error, because I think it's way harder to play defense. How often can somebody really play one-on-one if all we're doing is switching all day long, pick and rolling? So I get that. But LUKA, transition?
Yo, listen. Yo, Zach, big shout out Zach, man, Chicago's finest. He had DM'd me a play, right? I'm going to send it to you. And the play was just beautiful how they flashed at the top of the key, set the pick, the guy curled, and it was just so fast. And Zach was basically like, yo, too, how do you stop that? I said, you're right. But my point is effort. LUKA literally is no effort.
Right.
There's none.
Yo, I don't think that there's no effort. I don't know what he could really do. He's slow-footed. I just think that's not who he is. It's just not who he is. Like, offensively, remember, he gets off because he's really skilled with dribbling and he could shoot. Okay, but, yo, God bless. I don't wish nothing on nobody, but one injury away, all that is gone. Because you're really just throwing grenades at your teammates.
Yo, he spoiled you, man. Remember, they probably told him, you ain't got to worry about no defense. Listen, you can't stop nobody. I'm not saying to stop anybody. But let me see you get into a defensive stance one time. Like when the last time you seen James Harden get in a defensive stance, let alone play D. Like these guys on the defensive end is not giving literally no effort. None. Like when the last time you seen LUKA do this? Like we could Google it. Come on, bro. So hey man, KYRIE, man, great talent. I'm over KYRIE. No disrespect. And on this platform, we try our best. We don't disrespect nobody. We just love the game like everybody else. But your talent is unmatched. But it doesn't amount to wins. What is it going to take for you to be happy? What if you go to the Lakers and don't win? Then what? Like, what is it? How can you be that talented and it doesn't amount to wins? Please, somebody explain that to me.
I've never been on the Kyrie's a top 10 player bandwagon. I never understood that. So you're not gonna get the answer from me. I always tell you, once you're not a two-way player, you're not a big man, you're not a two-way player. You better bring. James Harden was exceptional. Russell Westbrook, he played some defense, but it was really he's an exceptional talent. I don't think Kyrie was as dominant as Russell Westbrook. I'm saying.
So let me ask you a question. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
No.
Right now, at the guard position, whether it's the one or the two, is he top 5 talent?
No.
Give me 5 more talented than him at the guard position. Right
now, it's Ja Morant.
Go ahead.
I got SGA. I got Drew Holiday. Who else we got as in the guard position? Trying to go through the league right now. Is Jaylen Brown a guard? Like, come on, man. We got Russell Westbrook is really more talented than Kyrie Irving.
Now, listen, it's evident you have a disdain for Kyrie.
Whoa.
You do.
Again, no, I do not. I love Kyrie. I love when he goes against the grain. I love when he talks his talk. But it's not a disdain for him.
No, I don't.
I've always been realistic with Kyrie when he won the chip with LeBron. I just felt like, bro, when it's time for you to run an organization, that's not who you are.
But Fabe, listen, I'm not saying that. Listen, I don't care what he do off the court. Like, I don't care what nobody does off the court. That's their personal business. Talent-wise, meaning shot selection, get to the basket, both hands, he can lay the ball up. Lay the package crazy, handle, can knock down a 3. Ja Morant is not that. He is not more talent. He may have more hops, but he's not more talented than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving might be one of the most talented players of all time. He might be top 10, talent-wise.
Hell no. Yo, where do y'all begin? He's more talented than Ralph Sampson? Do you know, like when we use these words, he's more talented than Akeem Olajuwon?
All right.
Do you understand what y'all be saying?
No, you named 2.
No. Skill-wise, on what level is he as talented as Kobe Bryant? All everyone ever tells me is that he has the best layup package of all time. That changed when. Okay, I'm sorry. He's the best finisher of all time. That changed when I started throwing a name. You ever heard of Kobe Bryant? He ain't finishing like Kobe because Kobe's flushing it on you. He's not going to be more skilled at finishing than somebody who's taller than him who could bang it on you because they're finishing that. So again, we're talking about a guy who's 6'3". He's limited. He's exceptional for what he does for his size. Do not get me wrong. Skill-wise, the difference between him and Curry is what? Off ball. Off ball is what changes everything. He holds on the ball for too long. Steph Curry's getting rid of that rock. He's making the best play possible. I don't think Kyrie is a high IQ guy. Not to say he's not a smart person, but decision-making separates him from Steph Curry all the way.
So all right. So
we're in rapid fire territory. Turbo's in the building.
So real quick, we can agree. What up, Turbo? We can agree. Kyrie has an exceptional skill set.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm asking the question before we get to rapid fire. Why can't it amount to wins? Why can't it?
Because when you're that,
he must be getting a call.
Yeah, when you're that guy, when you're a LeBron of the world, when you're the James Harden, when you're bigger and have just as much talent, if not more, it changes everything. What Kobe said about AI, we lucky AI wasn't 6'6", because once you're smaller, it changes everything. That's the deal. It has nothing to do with Kyrie's heart. It has nothing to do with his will. It has nothing to do with none of that. It's just that you're a scorer, a volume scorer, and you're 6'2", or whatever it is. That you're making the game harder for everybody else. You are. If you're not gonna have a point guard mentality at that size, you ain't gonna get everybody involved. What Booger always say? Shout out to Booger. If I can't get everybody involved, make anybody better, I'm not a point guard. Who is Kyrie really making better? I have yet to see this. And by the way, I was a big Kyrie fan. I was the one vouching for him when I said Steph Curry is the logo. I said this over 10 years ago. Steph Curry is the new logo. I ain't seen nothing like this in my life. But let's not act like Kyrie Irving is that far behind. He's one of the greatest shooters in the Ray Allen category and all that. He's right there. But the difference is what's the gap between Steph and Kyrie? It's pure decision-making. cannot work off ball. Him working off ball would change the entire spectrum for me.
Good point. Great point. Turbo, real quick before we get the rapid fire, just give us your thoughts right now. Dallas Mavericks lose again. Your thoughts.
Like I said, we all can admit when we were wrong, because I was like, oh man, when I heard the trade, because I woke up to the trade. I was like, what? Kyrie's going to Dallas? I was like, oh, this might be a good look. I didn't say that they were gonna go to the championship or the finals. I wasn't gonna go that far, but I was like, okay, it can work on certain. They have a decent shot if they can put it together. But you know, when we look on things on paper, the results on the court it's a different mentality when you're seeing it on the court. So yeah, I would admit I was wrong too, and we all can admit when we were wrong. But you know, there's other people that won't admit that they're wrong. They're just still gonna be like, they still got it. You know,
that's a fact. Well, I'm gonna admit it before we get the rapid fire. I'm gonna admit it one more time.
Yeah.
God damn, I was wrong.
Now,
but you know what though? But here's the thing though. I was like, okay, was that the only? I was like, okay, it can work if they would have made another move. They had a chance to make other moves. If that was just their one move, I'm like, you gave up some of your depth. Like, whatever. Are y'all gonna try to get some bodies? I thought they were gonna try to get the big guy from Chicago that can, stretch the floor or something like that. Because Clinton Woods, everybody was hyping him up. He's done. That's why he was undrafted or whatever. But
also, there's a connection with Nico Harris, the general manager. He was with Nike. He knew Kobe for a long time. He has to have known Kyrie Irving. Jason Kidd don't get no culpability for this. Jason, my favorite point guard of all time. What did he do in Milwaukee? I'm trying to figure out what he did in Milwaukee and everywhere else to get this credit.
Hold on, before we go to rapid fire. Great point. J Kidd, you deserve a lot of blame for this. We get on other coaches, whether it's Darvin Ham, whether it's Ty Lue, whether it's Tibbs. Jason Kidd, you're making Mark Cuban and Dallas look like they made a mistake getting you as the head coach. I'm sorry. And I think next year, depending on what goes on with Kyrie, you may lose that job. Hey,
yo, you know what? Now you're starting. Now that we think about it, I can see why the Lakers didn't want to hire him,
and why Milwaukee let him go. And I was a big advocate of Jason Kidd. But yeah, great point, Turbo.
I will give him credit with Milwaukee. He did help. He did develop.
I don't want to hear that. I heard
that.
I don't want to hear that.
No, but
I seen the movie.
No.
Hold on, Turbo. I'm sorry, because we gotta make a rapid fire.
Hold on.
My thing with that is, my thing.
I remember when he said it. He was like, "Yo, I believe," because even Giannis even said that came out of Giannis's mouth.
Hey, listen,
he gave Jason Kidd some credit.
I don't care.
Listen. This is what I want to do, so we can get the rapid fire.
Yeah. We can agree to disagree.
The same way with that J Kidd thing, the same way I feel about Mark.
Listen,
man, I'm not going for that. All that, listen, bro. If you that good, they keep you as the coach. I'm sorry. If they fire you and then the next year too, that team win a championship, and then now them players is MVPs, and now they back to back, and now they got a chance with another ring. No, I'm sorry.
Curry, you talking about Curry and Giannis or the?
But wait a minute. So you feel like when the Chicago got rid of Doug Collins?
You're making my point. No, Turbo. You're making my point. So Doug Collins is in the same conversation as Jason Kidd and Mark Jackson, the guys who were there before the dynasty. That means we had to get rid of your ass. That's what it means. That's what it means to me.
But here's the thing: I didn't know until we saw the documentary that he didn't want Doug Collins to go. I was thinking all these years.
Right. But it don't matter. It was the right decision.
They made the right decision. Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
And if these coaches get you to the next level and get you championship level, you'll stay. So it's a reason why they let them go. So I don't want to stay too much.
But he got them to the conference finals. They just lost to a better team, Detroit. That's the only he moved further than Mark and Kidd.
All right.
He moved more, so
he had to. Let's not forget he had to go.
That's true. That's true too.
the same as that team that won three in a row after that.
Got to the conference finals, you have to go. But go ahead, rapid fire.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Knicks don't have any one of those GOATs, and that's my point.
No.
But I gotta give big time win. Julius Randle got hurt. I never want to see anybody get hurt. But our guy who should be starting, Emmanuel Quickly, another 24 points. He's averaging 30 in the last 3 games.
Big shout
what
out
do we
Grimes.
think?
Big shout out to Grimes. Big game as well yesterday. Hey, man, big shout out to the Knicks. That was payback for when Miami beat us a couple games ago. But, hey, man, that's a great win. Big shout out to the Knicks and big shout out Tom Thibodeau. As much as I'm not a fan of you, you're doing your thing right now. Big win. And
I don't know if you called the game, Turbo. At the end of the game in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson's on the bench. They didn't bring him back in. They kept the lineup of Barrett, Quickly, Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, I want to say. And
I think he was on the
Hartenstein.
bench.
Yes, you're right. He only played 13 minutes. Yes, Hartenstein. It was like 4 or 5 guys. It was a 4-guard lineup. Smartened up. Why would I put Mitchell Robinson out there? They only throwing guards out there. Shout out to Tibbs. You got to give him his credit. I don't expect this to happen in any other playoff moment.
Hey, listen, Brunson, stay on the bench and get healthy. We don't need you right now. Be healthy for the playoffs. It's evident you're not healthy.
Exactly.
Are they a stone cold lock to be in the 5th seed?
Yeah, I think so.
That helped them. Remember, Miami's in the 7th seed. If they
are, then I would say just sit Brunson down until the playoffs.
When we get locked in. I agree.
That's what I would do.
Did you catch the Jrue Holiday game yesterday?
Nah, I saw highlights. And hey, you know what's so crazy when y'all was just speaking about Jrue Holiday? And for me personally, because I watched him in UCLA, I was like, yo, because remember, you know what's so funny? A lot of people thought that he was going to have a better career than Russell Westbrook. There was no hype with Russell Westbrook coming out of UCLA. Everybody was hype on Jrue Holiday because he was a top 4 pick.
Hold on. Stay there real quick. Rapid fire, though. Why hasn't he had a better career than Russell Westbrook?
Huh?
Why hasn't he had a better career thus far than Russell Westbrook?
I think to me, it all depends on where you get drafted.
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Who do you think had a better career, Turbo?
Oh, no. Russell Westbrook, definitely. But I'm saying at that time, watching Jrue Holiday, because nobody was talking about Westbrook.
Let me say
like
this.
that in UCLA. I'm just saying. Hold on. Listen, they both have stellar careers. Let's not get it twisted. They both have great careers. Let's not get it twisted.
Jrue Holiday, big shout out, 50 points. He has an opportunity in his career to get another ring, which he would have 2, and get a Defensive Player of the Year. He get those under his bag. He's had a better career than Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry.
Facts.
So that means in the beginning, whoever thought that was right. That's why I said what I just said.
Okay.
It's not clear cut that Russell Westbrook got a better career than him thus far. Yeah, he got an MVP, but once again, that man got a championship. Yeah. He can get another one, and he can get Defensive Player of the Year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like what you said, because you can't tell me that Jrue Holiday on the same teams that Westbrook has been on. I think it's an upgrade. If he was on those Lakers teams last year, if he's on that Oklahoma City team with Harden and KD, that's a different conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, because Philly was a bad look. Philly was a bad look for him
to get drafted at. Yeah,
it was a bad look. Then he went to New Orleans, and then he had health issues too.
Yeah,
he was dealing with health issues in the middle of his career, and I think what happened with him and Russell were kind of in that same boat. Like you said, Russell is like a damn machine. He done had 3, 4, 5 surgeries on his knee, and he coming back like
Wolverine. He's Weapon X.
National holiday for Jrue Holiday, March 29th, 50 points. Happy Jrue Holiday.
Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
I love Jrue Holiday. I was like, yo, I would trade for him to have on my team. And there's sometimes certain players just fit better in certain situations. And I think at that time, New Orleans, to me, I thought it was a good fit with New Orleans. They was just dealing with a lot of
New Orleans just made a mistake. Yeah, Dave Griffin changed up the organization, and I don't see where
Jrue Holiday with coaching issues. But
I don't see.
Nah, but if they would have stayed with that unit, if they were healthy, I believe New Orleans would have been a contender.
I don't, because the upper management stinks.
Yeah,
Which
well, they
which
upgraded.
is a great hold on, Turbo. It's a great segue to who is clearly tanking. The Spurs are clearly tanking.
It's the great Popovich, the greatest coach of all time, tanking.
Who's actually going into the Hall of Fame. But you know, that's a whole different story.
Deservedly so.
It's funny. I don't think Houston is tanking, but I think clear cut San Antonio. Now I want to hear this surprise that Fabian has that's tanking. What's the other team?
Oh, the Pacers.
I forgot the Pacers was even in the league, man.
Yo, you know what? Yo, dog, they're a game out from the 8th seed.
Wow.
They played the Bucks yesterday, so I'm like, damn, remember that's how Drew Holiday scored 50. So I'm thinking, damn, he scored 50 on Halliburton. Oh man, he's making me look bad. Then I look at the box score. Halliburton didn't play 1 minute. What? Oh, they're tanking. He had I forgot what mysterious injury it was. And I was like, they're in that spot where, remember, Spurs, Houston, Detroit, they got the most lottery balls in that machine right now. Pause.
Listen, let me
Indiana and these guys, they fighting for that spot.
Listen, let me tell y'all right now. San Antonio is trying to get that #1 pick to have a Tim Duncan all over again situation. Yeah. And if I'm right, the league will help that out. That's the sad part. That young man is going to be playing in good old, wholesome San Antonio. Good luck.
By the Alamo. And it's funny you say that. Haven't we seen this movie before? Same director with Greg Popovich, R.C. Buford. We on to you, Pop. Good job. Hold on, I gotta salute that though. He won't. My man on my left will never salute.
That's crazy because everybody. I actually thought that year. I thought Boston was gonna get the #1 pick. I did not see the San Antonio Spurs.
That was Patino's plan, but it backfired.
It backfired.
Full court press in the NBA
and that set the Boston Celtics for like 1,000 years. But that's all another story.
So all ball Thursday night. Oh, go ahead.
Give us put it one more on the screen. I just want one word to describe it. Put Aaron Rodgers up there. Listen, I want everybody to just give. When you think of Aaron Rodgers in the Jets, give us one word. Turbo, you go first. Just one word when you think of Aaron Rodgers right now.
Oh my gosh. Circus.
Fake.
Damn, it's 2 words. Fake Favre.
That's
and for me, the Joker.
He's a villain.
Circus and Joker. Wow.
He said
the Joker. Listen,
he's calling him a villain.
The circus, the Joker, and what you said, Fabe?
Fake Favre. Full Favre.
Oh, man. Hey, man. Listen, man. All ball, Turbo, Fabian. You know the drill, man. Great show today. Take us home.
AllBallTV live Thursday. You know we're coming on usually. AllBallTV live Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays 2 to 3. Knicks Talk Tuesdays 12 to 1. Thanks to Turbo again, always showing love, throwing in his ones and twos. All ball to my left, Turbo on the bottom over there, guest hosting, and it's me, Fabian Perspective. Till mañana, 2 o'clock. See y'all later.
See y'all.
Yeah.